Hey friends, it's me Stace. Welcome back to another Friday PIP, which is our Pinterest inspired project. Today I'm making this really fun top closing box. It's about 3 by 3, the finished size maybe about 1.25 inches or so deep, but really easy to make. Alright, so the first thing you will need is a piece of cardstock. This is Paper Tray Ink Cocoa Bean. This piece measures 9 1/4 by 6 7/8. The same color. This piece is 2 by 1 1/2. Then you'll need some pattern paper. You need 2 of them that measure 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and then 2 of them that measure 2 7/8 by 1. Then the white for the greeting, this piece measures 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. We're going to set these aside and work on our scoring. I'm going to bring in my Cricut trimmer and my bone folder, and we're going to first score this on the 9 1/4 inch side, and our first score is at 1/2 inch. So get that lined up at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score that. Then you want to scooch down to go to 3 5/8 and score that one. And our next one is going to be 4 3/8. Nope, 4 7/8. 4 7/8. And our last one for this side is going to be at 8 inches. So scooch that down to 8. And we're going to score that one. Then we're going to turn it. So now we're on the 6 1/4 inch side, or 6 7/8 inch side. We're going to score this first at 1 1/4. And then again at 4 3/8. Again at 5 5/8. I will have all the measurements for this listed below. Alright, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and fold all of our score marks just to get them started. Then we'll go back in with our bone folder and get everything in a nicer crease. Okay, take your bone folder or a spatula, whatever you have. I said before, whenever you're making boxes, it's really important to have everything nicely creased. Alright, work on this side. Two more. Alright, so when you have your box and you're looking at it, you want to look at it to where you have the 1/2 inch score mark over here and the 1 score mark down here. We have 2 score marks up here. We're going to remove these top 4 squares there. So take your scissors and go ahead and cut on that score mark up to that first score mark, then cut on the score mark to remove this whole section. Okay, so it looks like that. I'm going to trim that up a little bit. I want a tad bit crooked. Okay, so it looks like that. We removed all 4 of those squares. This bottom little piece, remove that piece as well. Okay, so now we have that. And now on this bottom one, we have those 3 score marks. Go ahead and cut on each one of those up until the first score mark. And then on that tab we just created, you want to cut on a little bit of an angle. Doing this removes some of the bulk. It makes the box go together easier. Now on this one, just on the left hand side, trim that one like that. Okay, so that's what the box looks like now on the bottom. Now on this side, you're going to cut this way. So cut on that first score mark and the second score mark. And then again, we have that little notch right there. We're going to go in and cut on an angle or miter the corners. And then this piece leave square. Just flip it over and do the same for this one. So go ahead and cut on the score mark up to the first score mark. And then on this one as well. And on that one notch on the middle, just go ahead and miter those corners. Remove those little pieces. There going to take all that away, and I will show you what the box looks like now. It's laid out. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can, but that's how it looks. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on this flap. I'm just using my advanced tape glider. Alright, we're going to fold that down and match it up with this side over here. Matching up the top, the sides, and the bottom. And that's how our box is created. So these two tabs right here, we're going to put some glue on those. I'm using my Art Glitter Glue. I have this linked in my description box below. It's my favorite glue to use. So put some adhesive on that one and on this flap. And then we're going to bring that flap inward like that, lining up the side. Just hold it there for a second for that glue to do its thing. Alright, do the same for this side. Bring it over, lining it up on the top or the side. And just give it a second. So that's the top. This is the top of our box. Then we have the bottom here. I'm going to put these two little flaps in. Put those two flaps in. Put some glue on those as well. And then bring one end over. Just make sure your box is squared. Bring it over like that. And then I'm going to put adhesive on this piece as well. Okay, just like that. Bring that piece down. Make sure everything lines up. Push it on the table, and take your hands on the inside and just press on those tabs so it lays flat and all the glue is touching. You can also take your bone folder on the inside as well. Okay, so that's basically the box. So you close it like that, and it stays closed. Love that. All right, now let's go ahead and put our paper on. So again, we have, and I think it's easier to put the paper on after the box is put together, especially if you're using directional paper. So again, these pieces here for the front and back measure 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. I'm going to have this one go sideways, where the lines go sideways. Okay, then we have the back one. And the other pieces we have there is for the flap, for the top flap. Okay, put this one here. There's some glue hanging off there. Okay, just go ahead and give that a little bit of rub, make sure it stays down. And I'm going to close the box to put this piece on, just so I can make sure it's all lined up. And then we're going to do our greeting. So with the box closed, take this piece, just make sure it lines up with this one on the sides. Whoop. There we go. Okay, then we have the top piece. So the box measures, like I said, about 3 by 3. It'll be perfect for note cards. You have to go smaller than 3 by 3 because the exact dimensions of the finished box is 3 by 3. So if you make your note cards the same size, they're not going to fit. So maybe do like 2.5 by 2.5 with envelopes, or you can do note cards, or you can do trinkets or candy. Just a fun little box to make and to give. All right, so there's the box. Now let's do our greeting on this piece of white. And I'm using the new stamps that I just got. I showed you guys this on Tuesday. It says sending hugs and kisses. And I'm using Stampin' Up's soft suede ink. And I'm going to stamp this. On my first box, I stamped it straight. This time I think I'm going to stamp it crooked. Just for some interest. Alright, so we're done with that. I'm going to close this. Now on this brown piece, what I want to do, if you can see here, I did add some thread behind it. You don't have to, but I did like the look of that. I thought it just looked kind of plain with nothing behind it. So now I'm taking my double-sided tape. I want to use a dry adhesive for this. I'm going to give that a rub. Take the backing off. And then we're going to put our thread on there. And this is just regular sewing thread. Just going to take and pull some off. You don't need a whole lot. And we're going to go and trim that. I'm going to take this cut end and have this touching the adhesive like that, and then I'm going to roll it up in my fingers just loosely. And then when we get down here, I'm just going to hold it and then kind of mess it up a little bit. That way it sticks out behind this piece here. Okay, just like that. You can see that? You probably can't, but you get the idea, right? All right, now to go back over that, I'm going to take my advanced tape glider again. This way I can have my adhesive to stick to the box. Let's bring our box over. You want to have the box closed when you put this piece on, so you can make sure it's straight. And it's going to fit there. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go inside and give it a little squish, and then you can see here a little better the thread sticking out. I just think it adds a little bit of character. And this piece we're going to go ahead and pop up. And I'm just going to use 4 foam squares, 1 in each corner. Okay, give them a squish, take the backing off, and our box is done. So really cute box, easy to make. I love that it stays closed. We don't need to have any kind of belly band or ribbon to keep it closed. And it can fit all different kinds of things. Like I said, treats and trinkets and candy. You could probably do a few bottles of nail polish in there. Of course, a gift card will probably fit in there. But super easy. Okay, so there's the finished box there. So I made this one and then this one here. I have a card kit for you guys as well. The piece of cardstock here, the base of the box, I did go ahead and score that for you. I include the thread, and I included both pieces of pattern paper. You know, if you're like me and you're like, oh, which one do I like the best, and you can't decide, you'll have both to make either one, or you can make 2 boxes. All right, so to win the card kit, just leave me a comment below saying you want to be entered in to win the card kit. I will pick a winner this coming Saturday. Any questions, guys, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.